Hello Wilson, how's it going? So yeah, in this video what I'll do is I will go through your website, Cloudike, and sort of provide you guys a little bit of our inputs on how we would revamp this website and make it a website that when you run traffic you get the conversion you wanted. So there are a few aspects that I will go through, particularly on the homepage, and we will first start with this first thing that we see here. So in website development, website design, website conversion, this is what we call the above the fold section. It's the first section that you will see whenever you land on the website. And here, if you're not able to answer these three questions, chances are people will not be intrigued to scroll more and learn about the solution that you have to offer. So these three questions are: number one is, what do you do? I know it sounds so simple, but if there's no word by word explanation of what this Cloudike is, you'd be surprised that a lot of people can go through the website, you can run traffic to this website and not get the intended conversions that you want. So what do you do is number one. Secondly is, who is it for and what is the big benefit? I'll show you a sample afterwards to see how the big guys have figured this out. They are able to answer this. So who is it for is, you must be able to, tell this Cloudike is for a certain target group, a certain industry. Okay, so that's question number two. Question number three is, what is the call to action? So you see, imagine this is like your first impression card. People have to know, what do you do? They have to see a benefit that makes sense for them, and they have to know what they can do if they're interested. So that last part is answered by having a clear call to action. You mentioned that your competitor is Dropbox, so let me just show you Dropbox website just to give you some sort of perspective how they're able to answer those three questions. And that part is actually very, very, very crucial if you want to convert more online leads. Okay, and it's different because when you have people who already know about Cloudike offline, when they go on the website, in their head they already have the picture of what it is. So there you might get conversion. But if you are doing, let's say, advertising and you're driving cold traffic to the website without the proper structure, without the proper messaging or positioning, you'd be surprised that a lot of people will leave your website feeling more confused. So if you look at the first question, what is it that you guys do? So here you can see that Dropbox answer that question. It says, finally, now all your tools, content, collaborators are accessible from the same place. Dropbox Business is more than secure storage. It's a smart, seamless way to optimize your existing workflow. So this statement here is more than secure storage. It's a smart, seamless way to optimize your existing workflow. So you can see that it's actually an online collaboration tool. It's an online workflow tool that allows you to do things even more efficiently. Number one, that's what you do. Number two, who is it for? So here you see everything you need for work all in one place. And why do you think they showed this? Why do they bother showing screenshots of how the tool looks like? So it gives the perception that, okay, it's actually a tool. And when you talk about collaborators, they give a visual cue of, this is what I mean by collaborations. This is where you can store your picture. So who is it for? Collaborators, people who are working, people who wants to, optimize, make their workflow more efficient. So they answered the second question, and then they have a call to action. In this context, you can clearly see that the button is readily highlighted, says start your free trial, get started. So those three elements are answered very well with the usage of the right photo, and that alone is enough for you to convert people. Obviously, with this kind of above the fold section, I can say that you are way better off and way ready to convert people if you were to structure it like this. So in your context, I'm not able to answer those questions. Obviously, I get this benefit, catapult your business into digital age, but the sliding thing is so fast that I didn't even have the time to read about it, and I don't know what it is. So if we were to revamp this, what I would do is I would take that slider off, pick one photo, I will use that similar representation of what the software looks like, maybe this picture, and put a line that says Audit is a modern day cloud storage system helping enterprises to maybe get things done faster, or whatever the benefits that later on, if you engage us, we choose to write on the website. So that is above the full section, first thing that you see when you land on the website. Now we look at the section right below it. It says here, free trial, 10 GB free trial, 30-day full feature trial, no payment info required, digitize your business today, try now. So obviously this is a benefit based statement, but what I can tell you is that if you really want to get people to understand what you do from this first home page, the second section after this, above the full section, should be what I call a problem statement section. It is a place where you establish rapport. This is a place where you talk, you give context of the problem and the people that you want to help. So if you look at the sample of this, when I say context, right? So for these guys, they straight away tell these are the packages. So if you see here, they talk about the benefits. So these are the context of the problem that they wanted to solve. Centralized team content, meaning that if you are struggling with having to constantly look for this content and that content, this solution has it. Transform your folders. So this is where they talk about, you see now the traditional way of storing things may not work. Use Dropbox. Team collaboration anytime, anywhere. So what you can also do is maybe do something like that. Imagine these sections where you talk about the problems that people face, the problems that your target audience face. Could be, outdated cloud storage, or this integrated file storage where people have to, constantly ask around for that file, this file, that file, and lack of collaboration. So it's not that we are trying to copy Dropbox, but there's a formula that these guys steadily follow to ensure that people get it. So this would be a section that we would put right down this section. It's what I call problem statement section. It's basically you listing out the problems that you solve, and then you show the solution. This is a solution. It's funny because a lot of times we as business owners think that a random stranger, a layman who've never heard of our brand, understand what do we do. But most of the time, because we're that close to the business, we fail to acknowledge that, hey, other people see and interpret things differently than we are. It's a bias. It's a self-serving bias because you probably come up with this idea, deep down behind your head it is what it is, but to a random stranger, they have to be enlightened on this is actually a cloud storage platform, a software as a service where you can store important work related document on the website. So that is where you put, imagine if I were to put this, maybe a video, an animation on how this whole software works, with an explanation of this is what it is, a cloud storage, blah blah blah, something like what Dropbox do. So if you see, this is landing page version 2. Let's see if we can pull up version 1. Okay, no version 1. Let's see if we can Dropbox business. Okay, so what I want to say here is that they have an explanation of what the product is, what the solution is. So this is the solution, then this is how the solution can help. So the same flow can be put in your website, like this is the product, this is the benefits of each feature, this is how your target audience can benefit from this software, and then you break down the packages that are available. So you see now there's a I would say there's a structure when it comes to you explaining what you do on the website. Imagine you're talking to a random stranger, come to the website, they see that, hey, there's a benefit that I might get from this solution, and that solution talks about me, my target audience, and I know what to do. So there, if I'm a really, really hot lead, I mean, if I wanted to get a cloud storage software, I would instantly click start free trial. But if I don't, I will read more. And then the next section does a really good job at explaining to me that, hey, if you are this guy who are facing these issues, we have the solution for you. Now, what is the solution? Is this cloud blah 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 blah. It has this feature that solves this problem. It can help you do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And now that whole, imagine if someone were to land on this site that has this framework, that has this structure of storytelling, it's an almost natural pitch to them that, hey, it just makes sense that I want to start a trial or register or purchase a plan. So that's how we would structure it on the first half of the page, and only after that we will start doing all this. So you have to understand, when people land on your site, if let's say I've not heard of Audit before, the questions that I have in my head is, number one, can I trust you? Number two, what credibility does these guys have? So without what I call social proof section, it's going to be very difficult for you to trigger that subconscious part of every human being that, hey, I can trust this guy. And this thing happens on a very subtle note, whereby it's not something that I'm aware of when it comes to looking for a trustable service provider. It's something that happens subconsciously, and this translates into sections of, let's say, 90,000 people have used Audit, or Audit is used by these companies, these corporates. Audit is loved by blah blah blah. Or maybe you put a statement that says 132,512 downloads last week. So these are elements of social proof that speaks to the subconscious mind of your potential buyer that, hey, I can trust these guys. Audit is actually a service that has helped others, therefore increasing the chances of these guys doing what you want them to do, clicking the main call to action that you want them to click. All right, so that is the social proof section. Obviously, I can't be able to draw it to you to show it how it works, but I hope this explanation makes sense to you. And only after that, I will put this section where you tell people what are the use cases, how to use it, what's the online consultation, and this free Audit experience. Okay, so those are just some of this is just the homepage. Obviously, we're going to talk about the pricing, how we should package things properly, how we could price things properly, what are the lead generator that we can put, what are what I call low-hanging offers that you could put on the website. So when I say low-hanging offers, these are the things that you see when people land on your site. Imagine 10 people land on your site. Not all of them are ready to buy. I would say a small percentage of them are, maybe 1 or 2, but the majority is just on they're not ready to buy, but they are shopping for solutions. And if you don't do something together to capture the contact details of the majority that is not ready to buy yet, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. So what low-hanging offers can you give? Is there a free trial, or is there? So these are the processes that we will go through if you guys decide to proceed with us. So 2 ways we can help. Number one is obviously, like you mentioned, the consultation part. So this is roughly about, it's called brand script consultation. It's basically a 2 to 4 hour in-person consultation. Obviously, we'll do it virtual if we can't meet in person, whereby at the end of it, you will get a document on how you should redo your website. What are the sections that you have to put? What are the pictures that you have to use? What are the structure of storytelling that you gotta put on the website, the messaging, whatnot, that you can use to redo your website. With this, if you are not agreeable to our fee, you can take that document, give it to a developer that you know, and they can execute that easily. The second service is where we do the whole thing for you. That means that we will consult you, and with the info that we get from the consultation, we'll get our team to execute it. So when I say our team, actually I'm not a freelance website development agency. It's my full-time job. I've been doing this since 2017. We have a team of 15. We are based in Kuala Lumpur. We specialize in obviously conversion and building website software and mobile apps. Anything custom development, we do it. And yeah, this is the added value that we can help. So you can show this video to your team, get their opinion. Obviously, I'll follow up with you after this if you're interested on the fee of those two packages. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So thank you so much, Wilson, for listening. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye bye.